Okay, today's lesson is slightly different. We're looking at estimates and inverse operations. Now these are actually something that's really useful to help you with your maths work. Okay, so let's have a look at what an estimate is and what inverse operations are. Okay, so what is an estimate? Samantha buys 6 oranges from her local fruit shop. The oranges cost 49p each. The shopkeeper tells her she needs to pay £4. Now Samantha wants to work out whether this sounds about right, whether this sounds about the right number. Okay, but instead of adding 49p 6 times, which could be quite hard, Samantha pretends instead of 49p each orange costs 50p. It makes the maths much easier because we know that 6 times 5 is 30, so 6 times 50 must equal 300. That's the same as £3. So the real oranges were slightly cheaper than 50p, so they should cost less than £3. So Samantha can now say to the shopkeeper, I think you might be a little bit wrong there. I don't think it's £4. I think it should be nearer £3. Okay, so Samantha was able to check quickly whether the shopkeeper was asking the right amount of money by estimating the number that it should be, okay, by using estimates. Knowing an estimate will help you avoid making silly mistakes, okay? You might not know the exact answer, but you'll know around what number it should be, okay? So, for example, 5 plus 5, okay, if you got the answer 20, you'd know that was wrong, okay, because you know it should be around 10, even if you didn't know exactly what number it was. That would be an example of using estimates. Boxes of chocolate are £3.95. The sign on the shop says buy 3 for £13. Is the offer really a bargain? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round £3.95 up to £4 because it's very close to £4. It's only 5p off £4. So if they cost £4, I would know that 3 boxes would be £12. Okay, because 3 times 4 is 12. However, they're saying buy 3 for £13 and £3.95 is less than £4. So is it a bargain? No, because it should be less than £12, not £13. The price is going up. So, magazines cost £1.95. Sean is buying 2 magazines. Tell whoever you're with or tell the screen what number I could round this up to if I wanted to know around how much Sean's magazine might cost. I'm going to round this number to £2. The shopkeeper's saying that they cost £5.84, but if I rounded this up to £2 and I know he bought 2, I would say that magazines cost around £4. Now £5.84 is a lot more than £4, so I don't think the shopkeeper is right. So I've rounded the cost of 1 magazine to £2. I've said that he buys 2, so it would be 2 times £2 would equal £4. So he should get the total check because these are less than £2, so it should be less than £4. So yes, he should get it checked. Okay, estimating can be useful for lots of different calculations, and it's very good with money. It's very good to estimate with money because shopkeepers don't always make the right decisions. Okay, it's not they're trying to take your money, but sometimes they make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So, Pat asks Susie to ice 23 cakes in 40 minutes. It takes 2 minutes to ice 1 cake. So can this be done? So to ice 23 cakes, it would take 23 times 2. Okay, to make the calculation easier, Susie has imagined that she only has to ice 20 cakes. She's rounded the number 23 down to 20. If she was looking at 20 times 2, it would take her 40 minutes. So she knows if she has to do 23 cakes, she isn't able to do it in 23 minutes. What about icing 28 cakes in 66 minutes? Is that possible? To ice 28 cakes, it would take something times 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to round this number up to 30. I'm going to say I would find it easier Oh, 28 times 2 minutes. Not asking us to round yet, clearly. Okay. But when we make it easier, sorry, I jumped ahead, we can make the calculation easier. Instead of using 28, we can pretend that she had to ice 30 cakes. To ice 30 cakes, 30 times 2 would be 60 minutes. So it would take her 60 minutes to ice 30 cakes. Could she do 28 cakes, a smaller amount of cakes, in 66 minutes, a longer amount of time? Yes, she definitely could. Okay. One more. Simone has calculated the answer to a maths quiz question, 39 plus 52. She says, the answer is 70. Is she correct? 39 is close to 40 and 52 is close to 50. So I'm going to do 40 plus 50 equals 90. Our estimation is 90, but Simone thinks the answer is 70. Now there's 20 numbers difference between 70 and 90, so it looks like Simone's probably got the answer wrong. So we're going to tick and cross whether we think these answers are right by using estimates. I'm not going to write them down, I'm going to guess. So I'm going to round this number down to 30 and round this number up to 30. Okay, so 30 plus 30 would be 60, but they're saying the answer is 50. So I don't think that's right. I'm going to round this number up to 20 and this number down to 70. 70 plus 20 is 90. So this number is very close to 90. It's only one more. So I think that's probably right. And this number is nearly 100 and this number is nearly 30. So it's around 100 take away 30. 100 take away 30 would be 70. 62 might be a little bit too far off 70, I think. And this one, I've got 90, 89, plus 1 is 90, so I can round it up to 90. 21 is very close to 20. 90 take away 20 is 70. 68 is only 2 less than 70, so I think that one's right. Okay. If you're really struggling to understand this rounding, don't worry about it. Give it a go, but it is just to help you with your maths. It's not something that you will be asked to do. If you needed to work out the answers without rounding, that's fine. But it's a skill that we're trying to help, we're trying to teach you to help you with those tricky maths problems. So another way to check your accuracy answer, check if it's right, is to perform the inverse operation. Now, if you remember when we do rucksack, check is at the end of our rucksack for our worded problems. To check the answer, we often ask you to use the inverse. Okay, so addition and subtraction are inverse of each other, and multiplication and division are inverse of each other. So Freya tries to do calculation 30 minus 7. She gets the answer 22. How could she check that answer? Firstly, is she correct? 30 take away 7 wouldn't be 22, okay? But to check that, she could use 22 plus 7 to see what she said. She subtracted 7. To undo that, she needs to add 7. So she could do 22 plus 7. She would know her answer was 29. Now 29, obviously, is not 30. So unfortunately, Freya was incorrect, but it's okay, because if you use the inverse to check her answer, she can change it. James has 30 sweets. He wants to give away 11. He gives some sweets out. Afterwards, he had 20 sweets remaining. Has he given away 11? James can check if he's given away 11 by adding the sweets he has remaining with the amount he thinks he's given away. So he would do 20 plus 11 and he would get the answer 31. But he only started with 30 sweets, so can he have possibly given away 11? No, he can't have given away 11. He must have only given away 10. So let's have a look at some inverse calculations. 9 minus 6 equals 3. Therefore, 3 plus 6 equals 9. We've done the opposite. 44 take away 9 equals 35. So I'm going to know that 35 has to be in the addition. 35 plus, I can't do 35 plus 44 equals 9, so it must be 35 plus 9 equals 44. 17 minus 9 equals 8. So I know that if I'm using the inverse, I need to have the answer in the question. 8 plus 9 equals 17, because I know 8 plus 17 wouldn't equal 9, so I know it must be that way around. 28 minus 12 equals 16. Okay, remember the two smaller numbers must add up to the biggest number. So 16 plus 12 must equal 28. Daisy needs to collect 30 apples. She fills one box with 22 apples and puts 9 in the other box. Here's Daisy's calculation. 22 plus 9 equals 30. Now you should be able to see that 22 plus 9 wouldn't equal 30. She could check it by performing the inverse calculation. She could do 30 take away 9 to see if she's got the right amount of apples. She would get 21 apples. So if she has 22 in one box and 9 in the other, she must have 31. So she can take one apple out of one box, because in one box she needs 29 and in the other she needs 9. So let's do the inverse calculations for these. 13 plus minus 5. Now I could do that on my fingers, or I could just look. I've used the 13, I've used the 5, so the answer must be 8. 28 plus 6 equals 34. Now I know the biggest number is going to have to go first. And then I know that if it was 34 take away 28, oh, this one you could do either. 34 take away 28 could equal 6, and 34 take away 6 could equal 28. Use that one. So I know the biggest number has to go first. We're going to do 33. Again, I could do it either way around. I'm going to do 22 equals 11. But if you put 11 there and get 22 as the answer, that's fine. The only thing you need to know with the subtractions is that the biggest number has to go first. I'm going to do 23 equals 7. Okay. Final slide. Use the inverse operation to check these answers. Okay. James wants to give away 9 of his sweets. He does this, and at the end he ends up with 11 sweets. So is 20 take away 9 11? To check that, we can do 11 plus 9 equals 20. And we know that that's correct. Yes. Sarah wishes to give 12 of her books to charity shop. She has 25 books left. 25 books in her collection. After she's donated, she's got 13 books left. So I could do 12 plus 13. 3 plus 2 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 25. Yeah, she is correct. Final one. Daisy needs to collect 20 apples. She fills one box with 15 apples and puts 6 in another box. Is she correct? So 15 plus 6 equals 20. 20 minus 15, I can know that 20 minus 15 equals 5. So is she correct? No. Okay. Final one. I thought I was the final one. Ben needs to collect 28 conkers to give to his friend. He collects 16 in one bag and 12 in the other. 16 plus 12 equals 28. You can use the inverse. 28 minus 12 should get the answer 16. 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. 16. He's right. Good. Okay. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Again, as I said, you can still do maths without using the inverse and without using the estimation, but it is so much quicker and easier in the wide world out there, just like when you're using money, to use estimations and inverses. So we're teaching you now for the future. Enjoy your weekend. Hope you have a lovely one, and I'll see you again on Monday.